finally, we have some recognition out here for something in the White Forest department that isn't runic. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We have your breakdown out here for the Denver, Colorado regional of all places, and I gotta tell you, this is quite runic infested. Actually, we had 2 runic stun decks in the room, being the highest seeded challenger out here, and this is very interesting because this is very early out here with this format starting to develop, which is very interesting to see. But unironically, White Forest with the smallest Centurion package you can kind of jam into this thing, actually ended up overcoming the power of runic stun out here and placing itself as the first place winner of this event. Talk about a cool story to be seeing out here develop. Now, we also did have one Tenpai Dragon deck. I mean, at this point in time, you got to be crazy to be like, oh, it's still here. It's still doing things. We also had one Fire King and one Snake Eyes deck. I am kind of differentiating these two because one build is playing, the Fire King package, as you should be. And then, of course, you have the other build that's differentiating itself as the Snake Eyes equivalent, even though both engines do kind of overlap on certain points, but that's fine. All right, we also do have the power of Salamander. Actually, not only did this event have the power of White Forest doing extremely well, it was also really cool to see Salamangreat, of all things, be one of the challengers out here for this event, showcasing, the power that this deck kind of brings to the table. Now, the most interesting thing about this event, though, besides the amount of rogue we had here, Dinomorphia got the chance to enter into the arena out here and show us that, oh boy, this huge deck still has a chance out here. And it's still going to be a pretty big contender, I think, for maybe what people aren't really expecting. So let's pass on over to this deck list. So starting things off here is our first place list, and as you can see, yeah, since we're going more of the larger pressure points for this list, this is where, a Stellar is going to be a huge help for this. Also, only 2 sets, that's fine. Also, the fact we're only playing 1 Rusilia, and then, of course, triple copies of Sylvie, which is fine. Since we are doing some interesting little changes to the formula out here and testing out different variations, you do see that we have the Fiendsmith Sanct in here to make yield token, so you can obviously start full Fiendsmith combo, which is kind of cool to see the least. I also saw the Final Bringer of the End of Times is seeing play here. We've talked a little bit about this card on this channel. This card is like the TCG's best friend. I mean, yeah, it's just target a monster you control and one card your opponent controls and destroy them. Your card can disappear. The cost is targeting, all right, because it says destroy them. All right, very, very interesting. Yes, you can only do 1 of these per turn, but, for a free agent out here, it's definitely getting its playtime. I also see we are dedicating some slots to the Power Sync Stone. I think a lot more people are going to be looking at Power Sync Stone as this cheap skill drain alternative out here. Also, it's not like you can't just turn this card off yourself or turn it on yourself. Actually, yeah, you are going to be the one triggering this, so your opponent can't play the game. Also, hi, Threatening Roars. I'm glad to see, with Tenpai, it's kind of being this stupid deck out here. A lot more people are bringing in the Threatening Roars. Well, okay then. I like this list. This is really cool. Oh boy, the good old Tenpai Dragon pile. So this list chose to play 2 Fluawars, 1 Perulia. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not the first time I've seen the discussion on the 2-1. I wonder how the TCG is going to react to this, though, because I like these 2 cards. They have some very cool synergy. Also, this is the boogeyman in the room. This card is insane, man. Like, just having this card being able to be dropped just to punish your opponent is so free. Of course, dedicating some board breakers here in the form of droplets. And of course, hey, Shifter, how are you? Also see we are citing the Retaliating Sea. That's kind of cool. I guess more and more people are kind of looking at Retaliating as that really cool option. And good old Ghost Ogre returning back to the meta out here as the really cool card to do the thing. Also, just getting the free Drago onto the field is always going to feel really, really good. But standard is a standard B. All right. Ha! We have some Salamangreat for you here. Now, I do like the fact that this build is packing in our dear old friend Fenrir out here. I mean, it's a free special summon. It's a free deck thin one. Gives you access to, just trying to control your opponent. You do see, we are getting a little bit spicy in here, I see. We are playing one copy of your Ice Heart, so you can make the Draco sack, I see. Well, I guess. Not exactly what I want to be doing with this, but I guess more options along the way, like for committing to like a special and then normaling this if need be, just kind of get things going, I guess. I guess all the more options just to try and see what you can try to clear up. I mean, it is also to turret burr off the Cherubini to kind of start combo, so perfectly understandable. Once again, I do see we have Yield Final Bringer of the End of Times out here to do the thing. Dominus Impulses, hey, you know what? You're a fire deck. You don't care. This is free real estate. I'm kind of happy to see more people actually kind of dedicating some slots to testing out this deck. You know what I mean? It's one of those builds that you look at and you're like, yeah, Solid should be a lot more popular than it is, or at least more people trying it. I also do see for those people that don't want to lose to Tempai right now, they are dusting off Yield Threatening Roars. It actually makes me really happy to see Threatening Roar in such a huge swing out here. So many people dedicating to this. I see we're citing the Rage too. Okay. Finally, I get to see what a Runic Stun deck looks like for this era. It is kind of nice to get to take a break from this deck. I've played so much Runic Stun over the last couple of months that my brain has been fried from playing more meta out here. So I see we are doing 2 Inspector Border. I can get behind this, honestly. I do like the Amano. Amano does feel pretty cute when it does actually get the chance to do the thing. I see we are also dedicating 2 slots to the Dimensional Fissure. We are still sticking to the 1 day piece. I'm still telling you this card's broken. Double copies of Organism, as it should be. And then, of course, I see we are just riding the 1-1-1-1-1 train down here. 1 Synchronizone, I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess to be fair, 2 can kind of feel like a dead draw as long as you have the organisms up and running, or you're seeing this you're just kind of inverting what you're doing. I see we are side decking triple evenlies for defense. You do have Yield Shifter in here as well. Gotta love what Shifter does, man. Just the free turn skip for this deck is so brutally good. Also back on the 2 Desires, which is fine. Glad I don't have to play 3 of this card. I still hate it with a passion, but I'm on break from this. It's okay. Extra deck down here looks good. The only thing I don't like is 2 or 3 of this, because it doesn't really ever feel like it comes up. I did like the 3 Frecky, but we are in a different era. Alright, what else we got back here? We have our Fire King build for you. We're on triple Ukalonics. Okay, then. This is actually pretty good. I am glad to see, wow, we're not doing any of the Azamina shenanigans in here. Okay, so we're dedicating all the slots to the Fu of Oros, so you can get to that key draw power, so you can do your thing. Hello, Barong, or excuse me, Arvada, how are you? And of course, I'm also kind of happy we get to play the original Garunix again because of Ukalonics. It's so cool to actually see. I see we're doing 1 Delta, 1 Gamma, 1 Driver. I mean, you got the slots. We're also dedicating a package to the Droll and Lockbird so we can cross out, do our thing. Perfectly understandable. And of course, this build does definitely want to be dedicating slots to Yield Bestower of Flames as a 2 of. This card in this build feels a lot better. I am glad that they did make Promethean. The card does help out this deck so much for what it actually needs to be doing. Outside of that, it's kind of nice to actually see how the Fire King build has actually developed out here in the meta. And we also have Dinomorphia. Woo! So we're doing 2-3 out here. We're not doing any fossil digs or anything like that to try to search for these. This is going to be good enough. We are doing 2 super polys for board breaking. Get the job done, I suppose. We are also getting to play Dominus Impulse in here. That's right, you're dark. We don't give a crap, alright? Our entire extra deck of resources that we need access to is dark. I also really find this funny. We're getting to play the trap tricks so we can actually set the Waking the Dragon off of your opponent trying to heavy storm you. Imagine a point that you're just like, oh, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and extereo you now after you've cleared this off. What the hell am I supposed to do about that? The answer is really nothing. 30 trap cards. seems good enough. Let's go ahead and set your whole field, offer your opponent the handshake, tell them that you're better than they are, and congratulations, you just probably won the game. So that's your breakdown out here for the Colorado Regional. Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.